What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning on in. Got a super important video this time around. We are going to be unboxing some brand new shafts from Breakthrough Golf Technologies. So shout out to BGT for sending these my way. In a future video, we'll be doing a review on these things as well as like a head-to-head matchup of these shafts and maybe some other ones. But most importantly, this video is going to be about how to go from like a raw shaft to a fully built driver. We're going to be weighing it. We're going to get a swing weight measurement, which is, I think, a very important tool that most golfers are overlooking for their equipment in the bag. So I bet 95% of you don't know your swing weight, and a bunch of you probably don't even necessarily know what swing weight means. So let's kick things off. We'll unbox these and then get to measuring. Let's take a look at the care package. What have we got? Oh, those are in there. Woo! All right. So, that still feels heavy. It feels like there's more stuff in here. Hey, head cover. Nice. There's still more. Oh, another head cover. Unreal from the guys. Shout out BGT. I didn't know these were coming, actually. These are clean. That's a sick head cover. What have we got here? We have Breakthrough Golf Technologies. We have 3 different shafts. We have the BGT Brava. We have the BGT Brava SE, so Sierra Echo. And then we've got the BGT Brava Tour shaft. So the Tour shaft is their newest in the lineup. That one is going to be for your higher swing speed or better players that like a little bit stiffer of a feeling shaft. Oh my God, there's 4 in here. All right, well, we got 4 shafts. I didn't expect 4. So again, big shout out, very generous boys over there. Love them. So we're going to be finding out what we have here at the same time because I don't actually know. This right here, kicking things off, is the Brava Tour shaft. This is the regular flex, so this is the lightest you can get in the Tour setup. It's a 62-gram shaft with 3.2 degrees of torque. A lot of people don't know what torque is in a shaft. Generally, people just think they're going to know the weight of their shaft, and then did they get regular stiff or extra stiff, and then people just kind of roll with that. The problem with doing that, folks, is stiff in a Brava shaft, for example, could be a regular flex in like a Hazardous Smoke, or it could be an extra stiff in Tensi. So every shaft manufacturer has a different break point for what they consider stiff or extra stiff. So 62 gram, 3.2 degree torque Brava Tour shaft. We will put the specs up on the screen of what we've got there. This is the Brava in a senior flex. I'm super curious to play around with this senior flex because it is extremely lightweight. It's gonna feel like swinging a child's toy, I think. This is 46 grams and 5.6 degrees of torque. Now, for the Brava SE, this I was pretty excited to look at because, oh my God, look at how cool this black and white. That looks so slick to me. And let's see, we'll take out both of these out of the packaging at the same time. One of these would be the regular flex, and then one would be the stiff flex. So we'll figure that out, but man, that black and white, I just think looks so clean. That's such a cool looking shaft. All right, guys, so these are looking very fresh. I can't wait to get some swings in once these are built and then get some testing underway. But first, let's measure each of these on the scale to see how close to the weight that they're advertised that we get, and then we'll dive into the swing weight scale. Now, I should disclose that obviously when you order a shaft from these guys, sure, you can do custom stuff like I've done here, but your driver shaft more than likely is going to come with how you want it built. So what length you want, the grip that you want, and the driver tip adapter, like if you're hitting Callaway or TaylorMade or Titleist or what have you. So your driver is going to come out of the box ready for you to twist into whatever head you have, and you're good to go. So right now we've got this swing weight scale. This is balancing on total weight. So your side that you might be able to see there says ounces. My side says grams. So we can see it goes 50, 55, 60, and then it doesn't quite reach 65. So this is somewhere between 60 grams and 65 grams, which is exactly what's advertised. All right, so this is our Senior Flex Brava coming in at 48 grams. Registered supposed to be at 46. And there's 48 again. So yeah, it really just comes down to the fact that these are 2 inches longer than what most people would be getting under their raw shafts, which makes sense. 2-inch of material is going to be a bit heavier. Now, this is one of the Brava SCs. So guys, that's going to be a quick, easy way just to measure all the shafts and see what they come in at. Again, we're never swinging raw shafts, so it doesn't necessarily matter this weight. What is going to matter is what grip we use, what driver head you're using, and how those weights will ultimately affect the swing weight, which we'll get into right now. So let's simply start off by asking ourselves, what is swing weight? It's just a measurement that is a letter followed by a number, so A through G and 0 through 9. So very common swing weights, or anything in the D series is very common. D1 through 9 is super common. For example, like a C2 swing weight is going to feel a lot lighter to swing than something like a D9. And it's not necessarily just measuring the total weight, it's measuring the head weight in relation to the shaft. So if you have an extremely light shaft with a very heavy head, it's going to push that scale closer to the G range because you're swinging what feels like a heavier object. The more mass that's further away from where your hands are, the heavier that item is going to feel. And then on the contrary, if you're swinging an extremely heavy shaft with no weight to the head, it's going to push that scale towards your CB range because it feels like you're swinging less of an item because there's no head weight. So right now we've got a built BGT Brava regular flex shaft. I've got my grip. This is a 2-wrap 2G mid-size with 1 wrap, and we've got a Callaway Rogue ST Pro triple diamond head. Man, that is a mouthful. Wow. And that has a 4-gram weight in the head. But let's look at the differences in what changes in your swing weight when you make a change to the driver. We can see that this exact setup sits at E0. Now this isn't actually a setup that I hit because having only 4 grams in the front of this head, being a 9-degree just turned down to 7, makes things far too spinny for me. So by popping out the weight in the front of the face, this is a 4-gram. Woo, that went flying. That's a 4-gram weight. I never hit that. I have a 14-gram weight that I put in the front of this face because that's going to help lower my launch, lower my spin, which when I can't find a 4 or 5-degree head, that is all I can do. We don't need to tighten it all the way, but so now we have just changed, we've put 10 extra grams of head weight into this driver setup. So this now should read roughly E7.5 to E8 up from E0. Let's see what we get. So you can immediately see I put it back on the scale and it's way too heavy down there. So we've got to move this. I'm going to move it to E7.5, E8. I swing so many different swing weights when I have different shaft and head combinations that I'm not necessarily married to one swing weight. That being said, knowing what you as an individual golfer can optimize as a swing weight is a very important tool, because everything can change your swing weight, man. Like we changed 10 grams up here and that just moved us 8 swing weight points. But if you have a lighter grip, like I'm running a mid-size grip, if you have a normal one and don't have as many wraps, or if you use extra wraps, or so many different things can affect that swing weight scale, it's really important to know what your optimal swing weight is. Just for curiosity's sake and for fun, what happens if we do the opposite? What happens if an extra 10 grams is in the grip end of the club? Maybe you play Jumbo Max, maybe you put a bunch of extra wraps on it. Well, let's test it out. So we'll take the driver and let's put back in that 4-gram weight that was in it to begin with. All right, so we're back to that, what would be an E0, because we're back to that 4-gram weight, but I have a 10-gram weight. Now, what if I put that 10-gram weight, I don't know if it'll balance, But if I put it up there, now it's going to change. So now we need to be less than E0. We're going to be in the D range. Let's find out by how much. So what does an extra 10 grams in the butt end or in the shaft change? We're E0 and we were E0 before, and now we're what, D8 roughly. So 10 grams of extra weight in the grip end is only good for 2 swing weight points. I think it's important for everyone to know what their swing weight is, because in a driver fitting, they never have a swing weight scale there. Rarely they even move around the weights in the driver head. They're generally just giving you a stock driver head that you'd buy off the shelf and different stock shaft options and saying, here you go. This is it basic, and then they'll give their input on what you hit the best. But you don't even know if the one shaft you tried had the same grip as the next shaft. I find this stuff super interesting. I nerd out on it. Hopefully you were able to take something from this video, go try and get your swing weight measured and play around with some different weights and see if you can improve your driver distance at all. We're gonna go get these shafts from BGT built up, get them tipped and gripped up, and then stay tuned for the next video. We're gonna be doing some testing. All right, we'll catch you guys in the next one.